welcome to Dub Z TV. You got your boy 40 Cal. Got your boy Dub Z. And we are going to do a quick review on Power Book 2 Ghosts. I believe this is episode 8.
Was it 7?
Or 7. I guess 7. We didn't do a review last week, which was the return of the show since September, which I actually wanted to watch the show and see what kind of feel I got from it before I actually jump into making a review. Also, before we get started in this video, like and subscribe to Dub Z TV. If you like the content, hit the notification bell so you get more Dub Z TV content. So without further ado, let's get into it. Power Book 2 Ghosts so far. What do you feel?
So overall, I think the series is good. It's entertaining. I think this episode was actually kind of lukewarm a bit, as in, like, the chain was moved up a little bit, as in we didn't really get too much. We got a bit more on the courtroom drama with Tasha. In terms of the actual story, we get a little bit with Kane, but overall, I feel like the only thing we got in terms of movement or progression of the story was what happened with Kane and the police officer. They're like, well, Monique is working with Tariq, so that might be a little something to look forward to in the future. But besides that, I mean, you got your little melodrama college stuff with Tariq, Riley, Braden breaking up, Tariq and his love triangle with Lauren and Diane. I forgot what's her name. The teacher smashing Zeke.
Carrie.
Carrie. Yeah. So and those are just kind of little melodrama. I don't know where they're trying to go with it, but the way I see it is just more of it's just more story and drama that's really kind of building Tariq overall. But I don't think they really. When you look at them individually, they don't really do much of anything. It's just melodrama. It's just side talk. It's like just little drama. Like, oh, did you see that? Did you see that? But overall, I don't think it really does much for the story. Like, what I'm really interested with and what this episode they really do is more of the drug dealing. It's more of the Tejada family dynamic. It's more Tariq with the drug, what he's doing to sell, to move this way. The courtroom drama. Power, well, at least, this is Ghost, but Power has always been good with courtroom drama, with the feds, the investigation. This, I feel like we're not getting enough of. We got the whole Tasha court case, but I wish it was more of an investigation that is going more towards the drug dealing.
I feel like I have to add to that what you're saying there too, because with the original series we had more of the FBI, we got more of the district attorneys and AUSAs, and seeing more of their involvement. Because right now we're only seeing this happen through Sack's eyes and Davis, which is fine. I'm not, listen, all respect to both actors, and I like what they're doing with it. But I think that when maybe because they were in the first few seasons of Power, they were trying to set up the whole situation. So because we actually got to watch the whole with his Angela Valdez, with his Sachs, with his Greg Knox, all these characters, we actually got to watch all these people kind of like character build and set stuff up and discover things on their own, and everybody show their true colors eventually as time started to progress. So I think for me, and maybe as well as for you, I think that also made it quite interesting too, because they played along with what was happening in the street.
Yeah.
Like, it was like they were both things were like kind of like bouncing off
each other. Yeah, exactly.
So it all was connected. Whereas this one, we're in a college, then we're in the street, and then we're in the courtroom, or we're in, I mean, so it's all good. There's no knock on it, but.
And the thing with this, just to jump on what you're saying, I just feel like the college drama isn't really strong enough where what drives this show for me is the Tejada dynamic with Tariq.
Yes.
That's what is gonna make or break this show.
And I feel
what
like
they do. All this college stuff is entertaining. It's great. It's funny. You know, it's good to talk about every now, but it's not really all that strong. It's not. I feel like ultimately we want to see Tariq with the drug game, what he's gonna do. Is he gonna live up to Ghost? Is he, you know, is Tasha? What is Tasha gonna happen with Tasha? You know, that's what's really we're gonna focus on. That I think that's what this show should focus on. Should be the primary focus. With this episode, we didn't get much progression on that. We got a little bit, you know, on the court case, which is fine. But we didn't get this full progression with Tariq and the Tejada that.
Yeah, I feel like in this episode, what they were doing was trying to like get set up things for what's gonna happen later. Like I just want to mention a few highlights of certain stuff that happened on the show here. As far as a couple highlights from last week's episode. You know, Monet and Kane did now. The two different outlooks on things starting to be very apparent, starting to show now. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point in the situation, one part got Monet, who she's the mom, and the one who's controlling things. She's taking over as he was. She's the queen pin. And here you have Kane the enforcer, who's her son, and he feels like he has more of the muscle, and he's also not liking how she's dealing with Tariq. I guess he feels like he's a little pipsqueak, little kid that really ain't really putting no work as far as in the street is concerned. I think that there's that jealousy of that right there is also causing an issue between them, and which, you know, rightfully so. But I will tell you, I do like, I did like King trying to go visit Tariq at the college, meeting Brady. I'm Braden.
That was
and his brother.
Part, yeah.
He's scaring the hell out of them. Well, you know, and actually bringing them out into the street, showing the two different aspects of, you know, what's the difference between how Braden is and what his brother is, and how they approach a situation as far as being in an urban community, as far as selling drugs and the type of mind, the type of hunger that it would take to be in a situation like that. Because, you know, as you know, Braden's brother he's not really built for that at all. Yeah, and it made it very, very clear. And I also felt like that kind of took Kane's mind off a situation by knowing that, okay, this Braden guy clearly is beneficial to the business along with Tariq.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like these guys and I'm kind of enjoying clowning them, but I guess, you know what I'm saying, it made him be able to kind of like somewhat appreciate, but I don't know how that night was going to end anyway until Officer Ramirez that pulled up and pretty much got them out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's not what it was like he came there to pull Kane's coat and be like, bro, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're making things hot in your mom's business and so on and so forth. So that was also good. We already know the Riley snooping around and all that nonsense, but what was good about that was the ending when Kane went to go visit his pops, Mr. Tejada, and he, you know, spoke to him like a son, kind of like, you know, giving him some, you know, tough, encouraging words and making him feel like, listen, you know, you're the one I got out there and so on and so forth. And you thought it was gonna end like that, and this kid just walked into an ass whipping. Excuse my French. Excuse me, YouTube. He walked into a butt whipping that pretty much was a lesson learned. Mm-hmm. And you know, this guy, he was talking to you as a father at one point, but then now he was talking to you as a man to man. Would you ever disrespect or put hands on my wife? again. So that was, pretty good about that show. There was other events that happened. Drew and his boyfriend had those situations and so on and so forth. And that's not my part of the show that I really concentrate on. But clearly, those characters are gonna play a role as this series goes along. So I'm okay with that. Now today's episode starts off with Kane once again. Yeah. Robbing the church. What do you even feel about? How do you feel about?
It was random.
It felt random. That's right. That's what I felt about that.
I think right now it feels random. I hope they do expand on it a bit. Those people he did the robbery with. Right now it looks like it's just a random.
Yeah, robbery. You let the pastor live.
Yeah, it's just gonna go by the wayside, But one thing about power is that things do come back to haunt you. So it'll be interesting to see where they take that robbery and how all that played out. Wouldn't be surprising if the pastor next season, whatever the case may be, is testifying against Kane or whatever. He had to kill him,
especially if he's still alive.
Yeah, or whatever the case. So it was just random. That's really all I have to say about it.
It was a random situation. Again, guys, follow along. This is just highlights. We're not doing a full recap. We're just highlighting certain aspects of the show from things that I found to be interesting in the show today. How do you feel about? I mean, this is probably like one of our least favorite parts of the show, which is Carrie, Zeke, and Mrs. Jabari. That whole love triangle, I guess, because it's not really. Because it looks like she's kind of like moved away from Mrs. Jabari.
Still likes Carrie. Carrie is smashing Zeke, and Jabari seemed like he knows that what she's doing. He doesn't know the exact. Well,
he thinks he knows, but
he thinks it's Tariq now, even though it's not Tariq. So personally, I feel like it's kind of funny, it's entertaining, but it doesn't really interest me that much. I see it, I watch it, and I'm like, okay, cool, funny, but it's not the sort of drama that really interests me with this series, at least, So I'm just kind of like, this is funny, entertaining, but I don't know where they're going with it. I just think it's side drama just to keep you entertained. It's almost like filler drama to make the episode.
I thought it was like that too, but I do think that they're really incorporating that a part of the story. So that somehow that is a part of the story that they're doing. Yeah. Because these people have been a part of the story from the beginning. I didn't really care, and I probably still. They're not really my part of the show that I really prefer to see. But I do see a setup for this type of thing to turn into something that's going to be bigger, some kind of scandal or something that may come out of this, or even a blackmail of some sort, whether it's being Tariq on either one of these people, whether it's being Monet or Diana, somebody who finds out about this going on. And it's becoming some kind of blackmail when it comes to let everybody go into court and people to testify. You better not say something or your career is over. You know what I'm saying? Or something
So I agree and disagree. Right now, that drama isn't incorporated into the drug business or the...
Not quite. Not at all, actually.
Yeah, it's not.
Not at all.
And I feel like until that happens, the side story, if they keep going with this story as it is, it's going to lead to nowhere. It's going to fall off the cliff.
But
it's going to be drama
But what you got to understand is...
It's going to be drama that leads to nowhere unless they incorporate it to Tariq and to this drug game where, like you said, like you mentioned earlier,
because
they use this as
like I said,
like
Zeke,
an example.
Zeke is Monet's nephew or something like that. So, if they somehow lead, whether it's Kane or Monet, that somehow, for some reason, finds out about this information and use that as some kind of leverage or make it seem like, listen, this is a liability, or we can use this as an insurance for something else for us. Then see how that moves on.
Until that happens, I'm gonna say this is something that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure that
like I said, a good writer, is gonna incorporate it somehow. Right now, I have to see it.
But listen, mind you, also that idea is to me is still very thin. I mean, what I mean by thin is not really meaning it's gonna be a good part of the story. I mean, I'm just.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because I still kind of seems like it's being thrown in there. But I'm just kind of just like, you know, like trying to put like how maybe it would be. But I don't really think it's gonna be.
Because like you mentioned, I see, you know, I think you might get to this soon with the Lauren. That, you know, I can see that being more involved, more of an issue. You know, like
yes, definitely.
That you know, that trajectory, you know, is gonna involve if Tariq gets with Lauren, 100%. She's gonna find out about the drug dealing.
Especially if Diane finds out. Who knows? Maybe jealousy may come and make her spill the beans.
And for me, that's why that part of the story at least is a little more interesting. Because of course Lauren is cute and all that too, but I know we've seen this before. We've seen it with Angela. We've seen it before, so we know where this could potentially go if, you know, if they actually do get in a relationship. But go ahead. You know,
I like how you snuck that in there. The Lauren is cute kind of thing. You know, but okay, so Saxe and Davis. Okay, well, you know, this was pretty interesting because they brought Paz Valdez into the courtroom and asking all these questions about, you know, everything with Angela and Ghost, the affair, and everything that would try to lead Ghost into, as he's at a drug business, a drug empire, leading it to somehow saying that Tasha was a queen pin and was controlling everything, because that's what the guy from the DNC wants Saxe to be able to prove, to kind of basically take the heat off of St. Patrick, or James St. Patrick, and more towards his wife, so she could seem like she was the bad apple in the situation. It almost worked because he did get Paz, get under her skin, got her to pretty much say things that favored more towards his side.
And now she's probably ended up.
She had to rethink herself maybe Tasha did really do all this stuff, and I got all this money. But to me, I was I like how Tasha reminded her in the end is like, listen, you got all this money, all this, your kids back in school, your father's doing well, you got your own business, all this kind of stuff. Why would you sit there and think, and your funeral was paid off, everything like that? Why would you even feel like, even though that doesn't mean anything, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean anything.
If I'm positive, it doesn't mean so. How many drug lords pay for their victims, you know, kids,
and so on and so forth.
So
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So that doesn't change anything. That doesn't bring Angela back. It's her sister and all that. But that's one thing, you know. And then also like how Davis got back on her, and he kind of like flipped it. You know, where it may seem like she was just being targeted emotionally. So she couldn't really be sure to say whether Tasha was the one that did it or not. So that was a very good. In fact, that's probably the better part. One of the better parts of this particular episode that I like with the courtroom.
It was a good part
with
of the
Davis
episode.
and Saxe. They came with it. I like.
Because if you're someone in that jury, like you don't know what really, you might start. Okay, that's a good point there. You might actually start considering it.
Yeah.
The way I feel is, it was. I agree with you 100%. Good scene there and executed perfectly. You know, I think Method Man was a little bit weak. I forgot what's his name. Davis was a little bit weak with his rebuttal, but still good enough to kind of put the thing at ease. You know, but
he didn't come super strong in the rebuttal, but he came strong enough to kind of like. Alright, because Saxe brought a mess.
Yeah.
Davis didn't completely clean that mess, but he made everybody stop, look, and question. Like,
stop.
Wait a minute. Okay, your sister got killed. So it could have been any one of these people.
Yeah.
We get it. But does that mean
plus we said this person killed this, then
exactly. So right.
So which one is it?
And which one is it? And do you even have proof? Did you see her? Do you know? So that brought everything back to question, and it brought everything right back full center. So it kind of pushed back Saxe. So I do think that he did effectively get at Saxe. Not enough to knock him out the ring.
Knock him out.
And that's because of whatever they got going on behind the scenes there. I don't really know what Davis is doing. I don't know if this is something he's really trying to work with Saxe with, or I don't know.
Something, we're gonna.
I guess we're gonna see that as well.
Yeah, we should at least see that by the final, the season finale.
Now, I feel like, one of my last few things I want to cover is Tariq, getting good with Monet. Diane calling Tariq. He shows up after Monet had to bust a cap in Homeboy head or whatever the case because
DC Joe.
Due to
DC Joe.
Right. Okay.
That's
the dude's name.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that I think they were short. She said they were short, you know what I'm saying? And he talking about heat, you know what I'm saying? So, that happened. Kane was supposed to be there, but got back by the police, and then Officer Ramirez came, which that combination was pretty good because of the way Kane was able to kind of flip things to Officer Ramirez.
Yeah.
I'm making him think like, Monet is changing
the whole operation.
So on and so forth, and he's putting Tariq in the middle of it. So there we go. All eyes on Tariq. You know what I'm saying? So Tariq does have a lot of. You got Saxe, you got Ramirez, you got Kane, you got all these people, that really either want your head or want you out the picture. But anyway, going back, I guess Diana called Tariq in time while they were on a little makeup session. They heard the commotion upstairs. Right upstairs, and what do you know? Monet shot Homeboy, and now he stayed to clean the body. I brought that all up to say is that
Tariq is getting close.
Tariq helped Drew get rid of the body. Drew, his little gangster business where he put a cap on Homeboy head and everything like that. So I'm like, okay, don't think that because he's part of LGBTQ, don't mean he got a little gangster in him too. Y'all watch it now. But Tariq is starting to get close to the family.
Yeah.
In a very interesting way.
So I think it's almost. I would like to see that dynamic. It looks like he's getting closer to the family, almost becoming. I think they mentioned this earlier, like an adopted son in a sense. So we'll see where they go.
Let's see where they go with that.
I will make. I think we're about reaching the end. I will make a prediction. I think Drew's gonna die, and I think Drew's gonna die. Because first, I just think someone like Kane and Drew is just, they like the yin and yang of each other, and I think ultimately stuff is gonna happen where Drew dies. I do think, another prediction, I do think Tasha will get off, obviously with Davis, and I do see Kane either getting locked up or dying. Those are my predictions. Might not happen this season. I think it will happen eventually. Anything else?
I don't have any predictions yet. I think I have to watch one more episode. I think I'm gonna watch the episode after this to really get where I think this show is gonna go.
Yeah, because these are early predictions. So but this is from what I'm seeing, just kind of smaller foreshadowing. I do see that those things occurring. So Kane getting locked up, Drew dying. It's gonna be one of those tragic, like, oh my god, that. First the Tejada family, and I think Tasha's gonna get it. I think the way it's going with Dave, it wouldn't surprise me if she gets home. This is going there.
Well, that's our thoughts so far. What are your thoughts on what happened on this episode?
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about Powerbook 2 Ghosts, these last two episodes that's here, and share your thoughts down below. Okay. Stay tuned for next week's video. We'll continue covering this power content until this season is over. And also continue looking at my looking for content on my channels. I got some music videos on there, and we're gonna continue bringing you more content as the weeks come. 40 Cal, you got anything that you say
no.
before going?
Nothing.
Okay, so that's it, guys. So you got your boy Dub G.
40 Cal.
And it's Dub G TV.